Alright, so today is day 4 of pulling this motor out. I gotta go do the trans side motor mount, and there might have been one more. I gotta remove the engine hoist to just one of the points, so that way I feel better about hooking it up. So let's see what today has in store. Hopefully it's better than it is or has been. It's supposed to rain here in a couple hours, but it's humid, so let's get to it. So we're back at the car. That's the mount that I was talking about, trans mount. It's held in by 1, 2, 3, 4, I want to say 14mm bolts. Zip those off real quick. Move this engine hoist from here to right here on this motor mount, and I'll feel a lot better about that. And then get this thing out of here. Look at the clutch. Put it back together and hopefully throw it back in here. And even if I just place the motor back in here today, I'll take that as a win. It's supposed to rain, so I don't expect to get too much done today, but hopefully I can figure out if that clutch is bad or if my trans went bad. I'm hoping it's the clutch. Status update. Motor is coming out. So a couple things to note. When you're pulling this motor, you see that oil filter? If you don't remove it, you gotta get past the frame rail when you're going up. So all you do is push it towards the trans side like that and tilt the trans. Once you get above the frame rail, it really doesn't matter. It's just getting past that frame rail. On this side, you gotta worry about the battery tray, and if you don't remove the top bracket, then you gotta worry about that a little bit, but you can always just tilt if you have a leveler more this way, it'll come right out. So I'm gonna get this thing out of here and then on the ground, and then we're gonna dig into it. So I'll let you guys know when it's all done. Alright, so my oil filter got a little banged up earlier when I was messing with the other bolts, but it'll get replaced on the next oil change. Like I was saying, once you get past that frame rail, it's pretty smooth sailing. Only thing you gotta watch out for, if you keep the hood on, is hitting that and then getting over the core support. If you have a buddy or a helping hand, I like to try to tuck the AC out of the way once it's up above the frame rail, so I don't gotta worry about that getting in the way. Power steering pump, it's over there, tucked out of the way. You don't want to try to get hung up on anything, so always check back over here. I got plenty of room. And then this is what I was talking about, how you just kind of angle that side to get past that frame rail. When you get above the cross member, you got two options. You can drop the car, so that way you're lowering where that center point is. You are kind of limited though, because you have your legs right here. You don't want those to get caught up. I have the wheels on, so I think I'm just gonna take the jack stands off the car, and then I will get over this cross member and probably level out this engine once it's like here. So I'll let you guys know when it's on the ground. Alright, it's out. Now I get to finally dig into some stuff. 3 things I'm doing today: taking this transmission off, looking at the clutch, replacing that thermostat. This thermostat is completely coming out. It's going bye-bye. And I'm putting B16 injectors. But it's out. Engine bay is empty. empty enough. I get to go figure that whole situation out. I think I might start with that because it's supposed to rain. So I think I'm gonna start digging into that. But I'll keep you guys updated. Okay, so in order to pull or separate the trans from the motor, you have to undo this plug, and this plug right here. This plug and the one on top are the exact same connector, so you can plug them in backwards. So what I did right here is I put some blue paint on this one. The other one doesn't have blue paint, so I'm gonna know that this one right here goes to the back. I just did that so that way I don't have to worry about switching those connectors on accident. This one has a green stuff on it too. That connection is pretty clean, but I'll be able to know that this one goes to the back, and I can just tuck this away. I redid my whole harness in attested tape, so my harness isn't going to be like factory because I went through and I redid the entire harness. But figured I'd show you guys the sensors that are coming off, and then the bolts, and then this thing's separated. So I'm gonna get back to prepping this. Update on today. Haven't messed with this, hasn't rained, so that's good. But I have been trying to mess with this for a little bit, and yeah, I'm gonna go eat, but this is coming off one way or another. But I'll let you guys know when I get this off. Okay, so I had to come in here and pull the motor. It's the next day. I brought the motor inside, as you can see right there. There's the motor and trans. It's on a dolly. We had some thunderstorms last night, and I just had to wrap it up. I still got to get that bolt out, but since I've got this inside right here, I think I'm going to do the thermostat. So that's the one that you need to replace. That one opens up at 185 degrees. If you use the Sentra out of the SR thermostat, that one opens up at 170 degrees, and this allows you to have better cooling. Thermostat opens up a lot sooner. I can throw a part number in here in a little bit, but that one right there, that thermostat, because this has two thermostats, is you have two options. You can either gut it or you can just delete it. Just throw it in the trash. I'm going to choose to just throw mine away real quick, get that over with, and that'll wrap up that mod. Then, just because I'm already here and this is off, I'm going to be replacing the injectors and pulling the transmission off and getting that clutch. So yeah, I'll let you know when I undo those two bolts for the thermostat. Alright, so there's the new one installed. This is the old one. You got to reuse the gasket, and to remove that one right there, all it is those two 12mm bolts. This one right here, I haven't got done doing it yet, but basically do that, pop that guy out of there, and should be good to go. So I'm gonna get that guy out of there. Might, if I have an extra gasket, might redo that gasket since I'm in here. Tighten this all back up together, and then move on to the next thing. Made a little bit of a mess, but it'll dry up. It's hot enough in here. So, alright, on to the next thing. Alright, so while this is all drying out,
that thermostat's back on. It's two 12mm bolts. This one is 2 bolts, 2 nuts. They're both going to be, sorry, all 4 of them are going to be the 12mm. It comes off and on relatively easy. It's back on there already. Just so that way that's wrapped up. No thermostat here. Lower thermostat right here is going to be the SR21. Shout out to Ed. I don't know if you guys watch Spec, Red Rabbit Spec V. That's Ed's channel, and he's the one that told me about this. This is my daily, so it'll help cool it down. It's not gonna fix any like existing issues, like say my head gasket had gone out. This is not gonna fix that. This is gonna help keep it cool and help prevent the head gasket from blowing. Now I get to remove this 2nd gen plenum and replace the injectors. So I'll let you guys know when that's off. And yeah. Alright, so I have this piece right here. It's off. One thing that I did is I made this one go from the inside out, so that way I don't have to really fight with it. I can get a wrench back here easier, and I can just put a socket on here, and this is deep enough to where it goes like that. My wiring, I tucked it underneath here. This little like metal piece right here helps kind of keep it all nice and neat. It's just like this because it's apart, but it keeps it all tucked up and out of the way. This adapter right here, you can go and get it off of an Ultima or a Rogue or a Spec V for the next generation motor, and drill on this side to match. And basically you bolt this one in, you bolt, there's this one down here, you gotta bolt it. I need to tighten that one. There's another one right here, and up here you leave the middle one open, because the middle one right here, that one right there, that one allows you to put the plenum on, and you got this long bolt that goes here and bolts that together, and that's how you get the 2nd gen plenum on the B15. So if you're gonna do this, you need, I wouldn't say you need it, but I ended up using the Spec V fuel rail. I've got a fully built Spec V motor that I'm not gonna be using that on, so I decided to put it on this one. But now that I'm in here, I'm gonna pull these injectors off, swap them out, and then put it all back together, and then we move on to the clutch. Hope this information helps. Okay, so the new injectors are on. I got the intake back on, all tightened down. Here are the stock injectors. They're gross and nasty, and these ones right there are way better. They're the B16, so they fit right into this manifold because that's what they were intended for. They plug right into our harness. They're a direct swap and a slight upgrade, better feeling, better spray pattern, I guess I should say. These have 12 holes on the bottom of them, whereas the other ones I think had 8, so it's just a better spray pattern. So next is motor and trans is coming apart, I guess. Kinda don't want to do that right now. Kinda want to go cut that bolt off, so we'll see which one gets done first. Well, it's hours later, but the bolt that I needed to get out, I finally did. It's gone. I just sprayed off the engine bay
so that way it's all nice and clean and ready to go tomorrow for when I start putting this motor back together, back in. That wraps up these last 2 days. Tomorrow I will be taking apart that clutch. I'll actually, give me a minute and I'll tell you guys what I'm going to do tomorrow. Here is the, well, what's left of that cross member bolt. Cut that. And this is the nut that's welded on the inside. So that way you have something to thread into with the cross member bolt. And as you can see, the weld snapped off. So this piece right here caused me a lot of time. I tried hammering it off, hoping to get this to bite, but got this stuck on there and decided, you know what, I'm just gonna cut the bolt. So with that being said, tomorrow I will be taking the clutch out and putting it all back together and hopefully at least placing it back inside the engine bay. I did a little bit of upgrades while it was out. I installed B16 injectors. I did a SR20 thermostat, and I ended up deleting a thermostat. So tomorrow I will tear into this and get this clutch back on, and one more step. So tomorrow we'll start the process of putting everything back together. We're just about halfway there. So once I get that clutch back in, motor, trans back together, that's halfway, and then it's only up from here. So hope you guys enjoy this series and have a wonderful night. Bye.